those that don't know me. We got Ian here yet? It's always dangerous doing stand-up in this environment because you never know how far you can push the line. And so I thought I'd play it safe and follow Dan Goody's lead from last year and start with some naughty-sounding Hebrew words. Wife in construct. Disgrace, you can look them up later. I actually studied 3 foreign languages at college. Greek, Hebrew and David Honey's lectures. Sorry, is that too personal? Andrew Cameron, he's writing a follow-up to his recently released book, Joined Up Life. It's called Joined Up Lecture. It's about how to relate every point in a lecture to your recently released book. Forwards by Brian Rosner. Wow. Hasn't felt this awkward in KLT since after Philip Jensen preached at Community Chapel and Trent asked for volunteers to pray. Hasn't felt this awkward in KLT since the 27th minute of the Quakers Hill Mission Report. I certainly wouldn't be the first to push the line. Michael Jensen tried it in Doctrine 2 last year. He was talking about Martin Luther, and there's a story that as he had his big theological breakthrough in Romans, that it coincided with him overcoming severe constipation. And Michael said, it was a physical moment projected onto a theological canvas. I guess you could say the Reformation started less with the 95 Theses and more than 95 Theses. See what I did there? I guess that's what happens when you have a diet of worms. Apparently Calvin had a similar theological moment, coinciding with the bowel movement. It's known as the Geneva Push. A little known fact is why many of the Geneva Push churches are associated with the Fellowship of Independent Evangelical Churches, FIEC or FEC. You're missing it in your church history textbooks. Our ministry and mission also likes to push the line. There was a lecture on marriage at the start of the year. It would have shown up on Covenant Eyes, I can tell you. I'll tell you what, having a baby has killed my Covenant Eyes score. I got a call from my accountability partner a few months back. So looking at maternity bras again, I see Izaac. Turns out a Covenant Eyes is also picking up bad theology. Showed up, I was looking up Hillsong videos on YouTube. Look, I'm warning you, there's a lot of bad theology and music out there. We've got to be very careful. You know that song, How Great Is Our God? Completely misunderstands the Trinity. The Godhead 3 in 1. Father, Spirit, Son, the Lion and the Lamb. Covenant Eyes is there. There's lots of temptations in ministry. I'm not too worried about the temptation of alcohol. I realised at the start of August that I'd accidentally done Dry July this year. But for me, I know the way I'm most likely to get disgraced from ministry. And it happened a few months back. I was preaching at the youth congregation at church, and one of the youth guys has normally brought out his brain, and as I'm preaching, he's nodding along. So I start nodding back. I said, yes. I've got him. This sermon is amazing. And he turned his head to the side and I saw the lipoid cord coming down under his shirt. And I thought, that's it. That's how I'm going to get disgraced from ministry. Strangling a youth group kid with his headphone cord. So I'm in 3rd year this year. It's a busy year, but you get Gibbo again, which is great. He'll introduce you to chiasms. Gibbo loves chiasms so much, he's thinking about changing his nickname to Gibbig. Busy year, 3rd year. At one point I was so far behind, I was almost back in 2nd year. And it got so bad, this is going to be controversial, I almost thought of giving up handball. I get the second half of lunch to go to the library. no doubt with all of second year. You wouldn't know this, the first lunch people, but the second lunch people, but every time I go out in the second half of lunch, and there is not a second year in sight. As far as I know, they just go to the library and study. Are there any second years here tonight? It's great you can both make it. You know, every year you go to graduation, there's like 3 people you've never seen before. That's the whole of second year. But the most we've ever seen outside was, it was back in term 2, and they were all under the grapevine, and they were gathered around, there was a cake and some candles. I thought, finally they're out, seeing a bit of sunshine, celebrating someone's birthday. And then I listened closer. High distinction to you. I guess I shouldn't pick on fellow students. Surely we should band together, as we have been tonight, against a common enemy. That's right, I'm talking SMBC. No, they say SMBC has good community, but Moore has a good library. That is totally unfair. Our second years have really good community in the library. SMBC, it is a great college. But you can't deny that there is some competition between the two colleges for students. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact they've got missionary in their name to attract the mission students. We just need to call ourselves, Moore Missionary Church Planter, Bible Translator, Youth, Women, Children, Family, School, Chaplaincy, Scripture Teacher, University, Camps Worker, Prison Chancellor, Songwriting, National Theological College. But I reckon we're thinking about it the wrong way. Get on their website. Half their lecturers trained right here at Moore College. They're not our rivals, they're more of a mission field, really. It's not like Moore don't do anything about missions. We have Missions Awareness Week. It's a whole week. And I'm kind of glad they cancelled Dress Like a Lecturer Day. They were going to have it, they sort of spoke it up a bit. But only one person ended up doing it, Ben McCullough. I think we've got a picture here. Ben came as, that's right, Jane Tour. No, quite seriously, the only people that dressed up were Ben McCullough as George Athos and every male Sydney Uni student as Con Campbell. Moore also tries to get every student doing evangelism, and, like most of us, I'm satisfied. As long as I'm talking to one person about Jesus, then I'm doing my part. And it's working well, because we've all chosen the same person, Tony from Glamelli Coffee. The first time he heard I was studying at Moore, he said, "Do you know Keisha?" Yes. Maret, Nick, Kate, Caitlin, Mike, Matt, Andrew who went to Anglicare. He knows more people at college than I do. So I don't know if you can tell, but I'm growing a beard. As has been discussed, as a white Anglo male, it is the best chance I'll have of getting on Moore College advertising. It must be confusing if you came here based on the advertising. You go, why are there so many white men here? According to the advertising department, the ideal college student would be a red-headed Sri Lankan woman with a beard. I get it. They want to show the diversity of the college. But if you are a clean-shaven white man, I do have some advice. You don't have to be the right person. You just have to be near the right person. I did make it onto college advertising once, I must confess. I was a Christmas angel. This is legit. They sent me out in first year to hang, Christmas decoration. It's true, Cursed is every man that hangs on a tree. The worst, though, was Serena Patterson, married to Matt in third year. Now, she also got on as well, but Because she's Eurasian, they had her advertising Moore College overseas. And it says, "Thank you for translating my course material. She was born in Mount Druitt." The only translating Serena needs is she wasn't doing a theology degree, she was doing a theology degree. Look, let's get serious here. I'm not saying Mike Wong got the role of school captain just because of his surname. All I'm saying is my best chance would be to hyphenate my surname from Izaac Cowling to Izaac Cowling. That would make me half Asian. Half cow as well. Maybe I could double hyphenate. Izaac Cowling. 2/3 Asian, 100% racist. Thanks for laughing.